Ann to lead us in the pledge. So I'm calling the meeting to order, by the way. It's 2:03. Attending by phone are Commissioners Duncan and Brooks, in person Commissioner Filios, and so Ann will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so I guess we started at 2:03. I might have already said that. So moving on to the consent calendar.
I move we approve the consent calendar as listed on our business meeting agenda for April 14th, 2020.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, excuse me, and the motion is carried. Moving on to the payables list.
I move we approve payables for the week of April 6th through 10th, 2020 in the amount of $376,744.14. There are no jury panel payments.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Number 11 was pulled as it will be handled with number 4.
Okay, so number 11 will be handled along with number 4. Thank you. Moving on to the action items. Number 1, award contract for the breakwater construction and installation with Bellingham Marine Industries for our parks and waterways. Nick Snyder.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Nick Snyder for the record. Yes, this is a contract in the amount of $1,123,817 with Bellingham Marine, and I'm pleased to present this contract, Commissioners. We've all waited a long time to get this done, so thanks to Team Kootenai County. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Commissioners, I'm getting a lot of feedback. I just wanted to put on the record that this $1 million approximately is paid for with a combination of state and federal grants and boat launch user fees. No general tax fund dollars are used for this project.
Outstanding. Any questions for Nick? Motion.
Nope. I move that we award the contract to Bellingham Marine Industries for the breakwater construction and installation.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 2, quote, purchase contract for microwave dispatch with Day Wireless Systems for our Sheriff's Organization, 911. Colin?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Colin McRoy here. This is for your approval to move forward with. This is a microwave link between the dispatch and the Sheriff's Office towers, part of our 911 phone system project to add the networking between the two cores as a complete redundant leg. So that we have two diverse paths to keep the two cores networked. Budgeted project and within the funding that we have allocated.
Okay, any questions for Colin? Motion.
I move that we approve the purchase contract for the microwave dispatch connected with Sheriff's Department with Day Wireless Systems.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 3, request approval for the payment to the City of Coeur d'Alene for the sewer cap fee, the Compton Sewer Project. Sean Riley for the Board of County Commissioners.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We got our confirmation back from the city. The cap fee is $7,341.60. I'm gonna go ahead and, if you guys approve this, I'll submit this email to get the check, and then once I get the check over to Mike Becker, then I'll get a permanent receipt to be scanned into New World for Dina's folks.
Okay. Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the request for payment to the city of Coeur d'Alene for the sewer cap fee in the Compton Sewer Project.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Moving on to item 4, consider memo, Department of, or DEQ, Department of Environmental Quality, for the underground storage tank project at the jail. Once again, Sean Riley for the BOCC, and this was the item with which formerly item number 11 was combined. Go right ahead, Sean.
Okay, so first of all, you should have a copy of the letter from the DEQ. So I wanted to get that on so that it could be stamped and initialed by you guys and then put into the record. So basically, what's causing an issue, and I was not aware of this, is we went down 8 feet and took out 20 yards of soil in a very small area, and my understanding was that there was no contaminated soil and that we were good to go. Apparently that's not the case. We can't take any more dirt out because we'll compromise possibly the structure of the building, according to our engineer. So we still have some contaminated soil. The tank was proven to have no leaks, so I think we're kind of at a loss as to how we could go that far down and still have some contaminated soil. So on February 17th, the DEQ asked us to perform an air test inside one of the cells in North Housing to check the level of benzene, which is one of the ingredients in diesel. The test came back that it was within the guidelines of the industrial standards, but not within the guidelines of the residential standards. The engineer and myself were both under the impression that they being the DEQ, is going to go ahead and use the industrial guidelines as, as the source for the test. Now apparently they've changed their mind and they want to use the residential intrusion guidelines, and that's why they're asking for another test. We tried to explain to them that it's not a residence and that people come and go in those particular cells, but apparently now they've decided that they want to do this at the residential level. So the engineer is going to go ahead and submit to the DEQ letter. We were going to do one more indoor air sample anyway, so that was already on the radar. What was not on the radar was the installation of a near source soil gas point in the native soil for confirmation that there's no vapor down below the ground. So what he's going to propose to do then is do an outdoor air sample near the HVAC input, and if both samples come back that they're free of benzene, then we're going to ask that we don't have to do number 2, which is install a near source soil gas point. That this is not going to be a new claim, so there won't be another $10,000 deductible. The engineer and I talked about that, and I think we're all in agreement. This is all related, so at least we won't have to do the deductible. I don't think it's going to cost a lot of money at this point, but I don't know when you know, when this dance is gonna end. It seems like the music just keeps playing forever, so.
Sounds
I
like
would
it.
suggest also that we, make sure we keep that money in that expansion where we've been drawing this out until we can get this thing finally resolved and cleared up.
Okay, so what do you need from us today, Sean?
Well, I just need to make sure that this memo from the DEQ is received and officially stamped and scanned into the record. And then I'll just continue on, and if something comes up that's gonna cost a lot of money, I'll definitely let you know before we spend it. But right now, I just, I need authority to go ahead and pay for an outdoor test, because that's gonna be above and beyond, and I don't think it's gonna be more than a couple $100.
Okay, so I guess we could probably entertain a motion where we cap it at, what do you want us to cap it at? Say 300? 500?
Let's just cap it at 500 until, and if it doesn't come back that way, then I'll reach back out for you.
Okay. Leslie, Bill, you okay?
Yeah, that's fine with
Yep.
me.
Okay, motion.
I move that in consideration of the memo from Department of Environmental Quality regarding the underground storage tank project, that we allocate $500 to the outdoor test to continue to comply with DEQ's requirements.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Moving on to item 5, professional service agreement for information technology consulting services with Stan Brennan, and this is brought to us by our IT department, James Martin. James, go right ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is a request that we sign a professional service agreement with Stan Brennan for when he retires in July. Stan let us know about 2+ years ago that he was considering retirement. At that time, we chose a successor, Matt Snow. Since that time, they've been in training, and probably for the last year, weekly training, transferring as much knowledge as possible. The tax and assessment system is huge, many moving parts. So we just want to make sure we get as much of Stan's knowledge as possible before he retires again, like I said, in July. This agreement would basically allow us to put Stan on retainer for $110 per hour for those times that there may be something that we've totally exhausted all of our knowledge and we just don't have anywhere else to turn. But I think it's a great safety net for the county to have. So I recommend that we sign the agreement with Stan.
Okay.
It's a total of 7 months.
Right, tops out at 304 hours.
Yes, that would be a maximum.
Okay. And legal has approved.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Excellent.
Any questions? Motion.
I move that we approve the professional service agreement for consulting services with Mr. Brennan.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion is carried.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, James. Moving on to item 6, which is tax deed bid, AIN 256820, from a party, Schaefer. As you wait, I'm opening the bid. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this is addressed to us from a Mr. Chris, or Mr. or Ms. Chris Schaefer. So the check amount is $1,300, that's $1,300 for AIN 256820. So my understanding is we are awarding this, is that correct?
Mr. Chairman, this is that road sliver.
Okay,
So if we award it, it needs to be restricted so that it can only be used as an easement for the road.
okay,
It's out there, Country Lane Road, I mean. And to me, it would make sense that we verify that that person is one of the 6 owners that are adjacent to this road. Otherwise, it really is troublesome.
okay, so we need to make that verification. Dave?
Yeah, I think I would recommend that it be brought back at another business meeting with
Okay.
the documentation, the easement or the deed, or however, with the deed restrictions, and along with the recommendation from David's office.
There are a
Confirming the
couple of
ownership.
trusts
Confirming
next
the
to this.
ownership?
There are a couple of trusts next to this. It could be
Okay.
that person, but
Okay.
that's what we need to verify.
So do we need a motion for David, or is it just direction for him to go
I think
forward?
it's just direction at this point.
Okay, so you know what you need to do. Thank you. Okay. So then we're gonna move on to item number 7, which is tax deed bid AIN 128085, and the party is Nagel. Thank you.
And
This
Mr.
is a
Chairman, pardon me.
Go ahead.
This is that case we also talked about where it's currently being used as a cemetery and has
Okay.
since 1940.
That's correct, we brought this up before, yeah. And this is 1.253 acres, AIN number 128085. And it's a lot off Ruddy Duck Road near Metamont. Okay, so I'm opening it up. And once again, Director Callahan, you're gonna verify?
That, they're comfortable with it only being used as a cemetery, and we would deed restrict it that way.
So you're saying we can proceed?
Yes, sir.
And I'll read the letter. It's made out to the Kootenai County Board of Directors. This is an offer to purchase a piece of property, parcel number 052400L, 40 AIN 128085, tax year 1940, 1.253 acre lot off Ruddy Duck Road near Metamont. It's one of the pieces left over from the tax auction. I would like to offer Kootenai County $100. I'm holding the check, as the property has been through several auctions and hasn't sold, has some access problems. I think this is a fair offer worth considering. Included with this letter is a map and parcel information from Kootenai County's website of the property I'm offering to purchase. So Director Callahan, would you recommend we accept this?
I would recommend we talk with that bidder and see that they're willing to accept a deed that restricts them to only using it as a cemetery.
Understood. So once again, direction?
Yes.
Okay, so we're providing direction for Mr. Callahan Director Callahan to do as he proposed. So that takes care of item number 7.
You get me the other one or copy it?
You like that?
So I follow up.
That's good social distance.
I trust everyone.
Okay. Item number 8, award bid 2020-03 North Taxiway, Federal Aviation Administration, AIP 047/2019 and 048 for the year 2020 at the airport. Just in time, Stephen Kiergaard.
Commissioner Stephen Kiergaard for the record. This is the bid award, recommendation for bid award to Northwest Grading in the amount of $1,236,694.25. Legal has reviewed it, as well as the airport engineers and the airport, and they are the parent low bidder to Northwest Grading Inc.
Okay. Any questions for Stephen? What are the terms, Stephen, in terms of any potential match?
The potential matches will be 100% funded by the FAA. We will have no money coming from this. This will be a standard reimbursement, but it will be 100% FAA money.
Okay. And the amount again is $1,236,000?
$1,236,694.25.
Understood. Questions? Motion.
Nope. I move that we award the bid 2020-03 for the North Taxiway, and this is the FAA AIP 047, 2019 and 048, with Northwest Grading in the amount of $1,236,694.25.
There you go.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 9, Resolution 2020-37, designation of applicant's agent, Office of the Emergency Management, that's OEM. Who's doing?
Kim Riley here for the record.
Oh, I didn't know you were.
Can you hear me?
Welcome, Kim. We didn't know
Yes,
you were here. Okay,
thank
go
you.
right ahead.
I am acting on behalf of Tiffany, who had another engagement. So this supersedes Resolution 2015-60, which designates Sandy Von Baron as the primary agent for OEM grant activity. With her retirement, Tiffany Westbrook will be taking on that role. So this new resolution names Tiffany as the primary agent and again Jody Beasy as the secondary.
Understood. Questions? Motion.
I move that we approve Resolution 2020-37, which is the designation of the applicant's agent, Office of Emergency Management.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Motion carried. Item number 10, request to move 3 AT3 positions to AT4 and reclassify the workload grant positions to AT2. These are attorney positions. Public Defender, Ann Taylor.
Good afternoon. I am wanting to reorganize our department. I have 3 existing county-funded AT3 positions. I would like to have those 3 positions reclassified as AT4 positions. That would allow me to spread out the felony casework and reduce the burden on our existing felony attorneys. I would also then want to reclassify positions in the workload fund to AT2s. I have 2 people ready to accept employment offers, but I need AT2 positions for them. They're entry-level people. I submitted a memo explaining the attorneys that I would like to take the AT4 positions. All 3 are attorneys who have been with the office for a couple of years. One is going on 5, the other is at about 4.5 years, and the other is in her 3rd year. All 3 are well qualified to take on felony work. All 3 are eager to do so. The existing felony attorneys are eager for some help to reduce their workload. I've staggered the start dates, the proposed start dates for the AT4 positions. Dina has done calculations. I have a lot of salary salvage this year to easily cover this. Going forward into the next budget year, I don't know what positions I'll have open, but when we look back over the history of my office, I don't think we've ever had one fiscal year where we've had all of the positions filled for the entire year. That always creates salary salvage that ends up being returned to the general fund. Additionally, I would remind the commissioners that I have an open legal assistant position. That position was occupied by somebody who was at the top of the pay band, and I'll be replacing that person obviously with a new person at the lower level of the pay band. So going forward into 2021's budget year, there already would be money that won't be spent for that position. I think this is a critical need for our department and will assist us in complying with the workload study that the Public Defense Commission wants us to comply with.
Okay. And this was reviewed last week. when you brought it up before.
It was reviewed in the HR meeting last week.
Correct.
Additionally, I have spent some time with Dina and Commissioner Duncan to try to get any questions answered that would come up.
Okay, Dean, are you okay?
Absolutely, and I think that it makes sense to match the employees to the workload, especially with the Public Defense Commission scrutinizing how cases are handled. This is appropriate.
Leslie, were your concerns addressed?
Pretty much. Anne, remind me, I think you might have already answered this for me, but PDC, do they need to okay the downgrading of the AT2 positions?
They do not.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of having to, pay more tax dollars when we have a grant, but I definitely see the need to make this switch. And so with the amount of salary returned each year, then this is not going to be a burden.
Okay. Makes sense.
So, question for Dave. Dave, do I need to say the names of the people, or is the fact that the memo is included in the packet enough?
The memo is sufficient.
Okay? Bill, any questions?
Yep.
Well, I wish we quit using that tired old word salary salvage, so that people listening to this or seeing this in the future will know what we're talking about.
So you prefer salary savings?
Or excess.
Oh, okay.
Nothing's been saved, it's excess.
Understood. Okay. So noted. Anyway, motion.
Thank you.
I move that we approve the request for the public defender to move 3 AT3 positions to AT4 positions and reclassify the workload grant positions to AT2 positions, as according to the specific employees outlined in the memo, all coming in at specified times, one in June, one in July, one in August, at the minimum salary for the new grade.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Public comment? 2:31, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.